Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. Something a little different again. Thought I'd share a little piece of vacation with you. I'm doing enough work around the farm. I had to get away for just a little bit. So, this little trip here, waking up here in Panama. Yeah, I went on a cruise ship. It's kind of just docking in right now this morning. What a beautiful view. It's just awesome. Of course, it's warm weather, like I like. Don't want to go anywhere cold. So, here we're in Panama, and this right here is just a little quick map of the canals. So we went over here to the Pacific side of the locks first, and we're just watching this ship go through. Pretty interesting process. So of course they have to raise the level of the water in order to make the level even and have the ship be able to come through it. They have these little truck looking like things, trolley looking like things. They are mules, and the mules don't actually pull the ship through the locks. What they do is they just help keep it centered in the locks, so it doesn't rub the side or anything. But yeah, of course, I sped this up here just a little bit. It takes about 10 minutes to raise the water level between the two chambers. And what's interesting is it all works off gravity. There's no pumps that pump the water in and out. It all works off gravity. So up a little bit higher, kind of near that building, there is a ship that's going through. And that is on the new set of locks that they constructed for larger ships. So, okay, here now, obviously the water in the two chambers are level and the gates opened up in front. And so now the ship's going through. The grade on that little incline right there is pretty steep. I think it's pretty neat how those mules just go over it. So it's just keeping it centered in there, and the ship is under its own power, getting through there. Pretty interesting sight. If you look closely, you can see the workers here just a little bit toward the end of the ship, kind of waving back. I'd like to think it's neat for them as well. It's not every day you go through these things. So another interesting fact here in the locks, you have to actually turn over your ship to one of the captains that works for the locks, and it's those people that actually drive the ship or navigate the ship through the whole process of the Panama Canal, going from Pacific to Atlantic or vice versa. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the only time that the ship is ever handed over to someone else besides the captain. But all the coordination is done through everybody, all the mules and everything else, in order to get this ship safely through there. There's some tugboats in the back making their way through the other side. And there's a little gate right there that's going to be closing. Kind of didn't get all of it there. So on the way to the Atlantic, we were on the Pacific side. On the way to the Atlantic, we went by the cemetery here. It's a military cemetery from all the military that was there working on the canal and other things they were doing in Panama that had passed away. And they're there, set up like other military cemeteries. Now we're on the Atlantic side at Agua Clara. This is part of the new locks. Again, they made the new locks for bigger ships as ships were getting bigger and bigger. So the ship out there is getting ready to come through the locks. The tugboats have gone out to retrieve it, if you will. And here it's kind of being assisted into the first set of chambers. And of course, it's sped up quite a bit again. And tugboats is what they use here instead of the mules. So here you can see the gates closing now in the chambers, or whatever the correct word is for it. So had to get out of there quickly. Now we're going over the bridge, and here on the right you can see the old locks, and on the left you see the new locks. And again, the new locks are just for larger ships and only larger ships. The other locks are, the original locks are for all the other ships, the smaller ships and such. And that was it, just a quick tour of the canal and some of the country. And then we're heading back downtown to get back on the boat, or really the ship. And that was it. It was a really, really, really interesting trip on this stop. So thought I'd just share it with you. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.